Back in the days, yeah, we used to have fun. Hip-hop was a lifestyle, it was no guns. Shock G made the clubs rock. Do the Humpty Hump dance on stage with Tupac. Back in the days, yeah, we used to have fun. Hip-hop was a lifestyle, it was no guns. Shock G made the clubs rock. Do the Humpty Hump dance on stage with Tupac. I used to clown, now I get around with the underground. I used to clown, now I get around with the underground. I used to clown, now I get around with the underground. I used to clown, now I get around with the underground.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Dope Interviews, the show that takes you on a journey through time, space, and creativity. Today, we've got something special for you as we delve into the history, humor, and the undeniable influence of one of hip-hop's most iconic collectives, Digital Underground. In this episode, we're honored to have a very special guest who needs no introduction, but we'll give it anyway. He's a legendary artist, actor, poet, and a true trailblazer in the world of hip-hop. His name is synonymous with authenticity, social consciousness, and an unwavering dedication to his craft. Please join us in welcoming the one and only Tupac Shakur. Today, we'll be exploring the dynamic journey of Tupac Shakur through his time with Digital Underground. We've got 50 questions that will take us deep into the roots of his career, his creative evolution, and the unforgettable moments shared with this groundbreaking collective. So buckle up and get ready to journey back to the era when hip-hop was all about fun, creativity, and pushing boundaries. Let's uncover the legacy of Digital Underground with Tupac Shakur right here on Dope Interviews. How did you first become involved with Digital Underground?
I met Shock G, the group's leader, through mutual connections in the Bay Area.
What was your role in Digital Underground and how did it shape your early career?
I started as a backup dancer and rapper. It was a great learning experience and launch pad for my career.
What's your fondest memory of your time with Digital Underground?
Touring and performing with the group was some of the best time in my life.
How did your experiences in Digital Underground influence your style as an artist?
It allowed me to explore different facets of my creativity and develop my own unique style.
Can you share a memorable studio moment while recording with Digital Underground?
Record or same songs was a blast. We had so much fun in the studio.
What did you learn from Shock G and the other members of Digital Underground?
Shock G was a mentor to me. I learned about stage presence, showmanship, and the art of storytelling.
How did your transition from Digital Underground to a solo career come about?
I wanted to explore my own voice and message as an artist, and Shock G supported that.
What's your favorite Digital Underground song and why?
Double Humpty Dance is a classic. It's fun and funky, and it gets the party going.
What's your take on the impact and influence of Digital Underground on hip-hop?
Digital Underground brought humor and creativity to hip-hop, and their influence is still felt today.
How did the group's unconventional style and persona resonate with you?
I loved how they weren't afraid to be different and take risks.
What's the story behind the character New York that you portrayed in Digital Underground?
It was a fun persona, a way to express different sides of myself.
Can you share an interesting or funny anecdote from your time on the road with Digital Underground?
We had wild tour moments, but one time we got kicked out of a hotel for being too rowdy.
How did Digital Underground's music and style influence your early solo work?
It helped me blend humor, storytelling, and social commentary in my music.
What's your message to fans who may not be familiar with Digital Underground's music?
In the heart of the West, where the legends reside, Tupac, Shock and Digital, side by side, a bond so strong, it could never be broken. Their words and beats, a message they spoken. In the heart of the West, where the legends reside, Tupac, Shock and Digital, side by side, a bond so strong, it could never be broken. Their words and beats, a message they spoken. We got Money B, we got Shock G, Digital Underground, vibing to the beat. We got Money B, we got Shock G, Digital Underground, vibing to the beat. You too cool to rock out, get up out your seats. It's dope interviews, it's dope magazines. You too cool to rock out, get up out your seats. It's dope interviews, it's dope magazines.
Check them out. They were pioneers and made some unforgettable tracks.
How did Digital Underground's music and performances connect with audiences during your time with the group?
We brought a mix of entertainment, humor, and positive vibes to our shows.
What's your favorite memory of collaborating with Digital Underground on stage or in the studio?
Every time we hit the stage, it was like a party. We fed off each other's energy.
What's the most valuable lesson you learned from your time in Digital Underground?
I learned about camaraderie, teamwork, and how to put on a show.
How do you think Digital Underground's music and lyrics contributed to the hip-hop landscape of the '90s?
They brought a unique sound and humor that set them apart from the rest.
What's the story behind the creation of Same Song? A collaboration between Digital Underground and yourself.
We wanted to make a song that celebrated unity and diversity in hip-hop.
How did your friendship with Shock G evolve over the years, and how did it impact your careers?
Mike G was like our brother to me. We continued to support and inspire each other.
What's your perspective on the significance of the Humpty Hump character created by Shock G?
It was a brilliant character that added a playful and memorable element to their music.
What's your favorite aspect of Digital Underground's live performances and stage presence?
Their ability to engage the audience and keep the energy high was incredible.
How did the group's sense of humor and satire influence your own approach to music and lyrics?
It reminded me that music should also entertain and bring joy.
What's your take on the storytelling in Digital Underground songs, such as No Nose Job?
They had a way of weaving narratives into their music that was both clever and thought-provoking.
How did you and Shock G collaborate creatively, both in Digital Underground and later in your solo work?
We had great chemistry. Our creative energies complemented each other.
What's your favorite Digital Underground music video, and what do you appreciate about it?
The Humpty Dance video was iconic, and it captured the essence of the song perfectly.
How did Digital Underground's eclectic sound and sampling influence your own production choices in music?
It taught me to be open to diverse sounds and genres in my music.
What's the legacy you believe Digital Underground has left in the hip-hop, the music industry?
Ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Razor's back with another dose of humor. And this time we're diving into a hip-hop time machine. You won't believe what I found out about Tupac, the rap legend himself. You know, before he was dropping California Love and Changes, Mr. Shakur had a gig that might surprise you. Brace yourselves. He was a backup dancer for Digital Underground. I mean, can you even imagine that? Tupac, the guy who spits rhymes that could start a revolution, was once shaking as a backup dancer. It's like finding out Batman used to be a street mime. Who knew? And Tupac must have been like, yo, I got mad skills, but right now I'm breaking it down with Shock G and Humpty Hump. You know, it's kind of like finding out that Einstein was the chalkboard eraser guy before he dropped the theory of relativity. And you picture Tupac grooving those tight Digital Underground pants. I bet he had moves that could make Michael Jackson blush. Hit him up with that two-step pack. I mean, this man went from, I ain't a killer, but don't push me, I get around. Talk about career progression. Maybe being a backup dancer was his dear mama's phase. You know, Digital Undergrounds were wild enough. They had a guy wearing the Groucho Marx nose and glasses rapping about the Humpty dance. And then they had Tupac in the background probably thinking, one day I'll be a rap icon, but for now I'm just shaking it. And seriously, Tupac's story reminds us that everyone starts somewhere. And we all have our moments of, I'm just gonna do this for now, but it's what you do next that matters. Whether you're dancing in the background or dropping rhymes that'll last for generations, it's about the journey. Tupac may have been a backup dancer back in the day, but he danced his way into the hearts of millions. So the next time you're at a party and I Get Around comes on, remember that the man behind those lyrics started somewhere and he never stopped dancing his way to greatness. And so there you have it. The surprising and hilarious revelation about Tupac's early days as a backup dancer for Digital Underground. It just goes to show that even the greatest legends have humble beginnings. Who would have thought that the man who would become a hip icon once had moves that could have made Humpty Hump jealous? Keep grooving, folks.
In the heart of Cali, where the legends arise, two legends collided under the West Coast sky. Tupac Shakur, Digital Underground's pride, a tale of two icons. Let's take this ride in the underground clubs, where the rhythm that flow. Shock G and Money be creating that musical glow with Humpty Hump's humor and the funky bass line. They set the stage for Pac. It was his time to shine. Go Humpty Hump. In the streets, in the club, everybody pumps it up. Go Humpty Hump. In the streets and the club, everybody pumps it up. Go Humpty Hump. In the streets and the club, everybody pumps it up. Go Humpty Hump. In the streets and the club, everybody pumps it up. Back in the days, yeah, we used to have fun. Hip-hop was a lifestyle, there was no guns. Shock G made the clubs rock, do the Humpty Hump on stage with Tupac.
They left a legacy of innovation, humor, and creativity that continues to inspire artists.
How did Digital Underground contribute to the Bay Area hip-hop scene during your time there?
They were ambassadors of Bay Area hip-hop, helping to put it on the map.
What's your favorite song you collaborated on with Digital Underground? And what makes it special to you?
I Get Around was a classic. It captured the spirit of the West Coast.
How did Digital Underground's approach to sampling and production influence your own music making process?
It made me appreciate the art of sampling and the importance of creative production.
Can you share a behind the scenes story from the making of one of your tracks with Digital Underground?
During a recording session, Shock G pulled a hilarious prank on me, and we couldn't stop laughing.
How do you think Digital Underground's music continues to resonate with new generations of hip-hop fans?
Their music is timeless. It speaks to the universal themes of fun and self-expression.
What's your perspective on the evolution of hip-hop culture since your time with Digital Underground?
This hip-hop has grown and diversified, but it's still a powerful force for self-expression.
What's the most memorable with during your encounter you had during your time with Digital Underground?
Fans would often try to mimic the Humpty Hump dance moves at shows, and it was always entertaining.
How did Digital Underground's approach to music videos influence your own visual storytelling and music?
The videos were creative and fun, inspiring me to think outside the box.
What's your favorite part of performing Digital Underground songs live? Even after you went solo?
The energy and nostalgia of performing those songs with fans.
How did the humor in Digital Underground's music impact your own sense of humor in your work?
It showed me that you can use humor to address serious issues.
What's your message to fans who cherish the music and memories created by Digital Underground?
Keep the spirit alive and never stop dancing to their tunes.
How did the group's name, Digital Underground, reflect the era and the music they produced?
It was ahead of its time, embracing technology and innovation in music.
What's your favorite memory of creating music in the studio with the members of Digital Underground?
Late night studio sessions filled with laughter, creativity, and camaraderie.
How did the group's collaborative and experimental nature shape your approach to music making?
It taught me to be open to the different voices and ideas in the creative process.
What's the most valuable lesson you learned from your time as part of Digital Underground?
Be fearless, to embrace creativity, and to enjoy every moment on stage.
How did the Bay Area hip-hop scene influence Digital Underground's music and style?
The Bay Area was a melting pot of cultures, and it reflected in their music's diversity.
What's your perspective on the enduring popularity of the Humpty Dance?
The nose and a funny voice, but when he hit the stage, he made the crowd rejoice. And Shock G with the glasses in the wild disguise. Their style was unique, had everyone mesmerized. Humpty Hump with the nose and a funny voice, but when he hit the stage, he made the crowd rejoice. Shock G with the glasses in the wild disguise. Their style was unique, had everyone mesmerized.
It's a timeless party anthem that keeps people dancing even today.
How did the group's dynamic change and evolve during your time with Digital Underground?
We grew together as artists, and our sound evolved with each album.
What's your favorite message or theme conveyed in Digital Underground's music?
Their message of having fun, embracing individuality.
How did you and Digital Underground stay connected and collaborate after you pursued your solo career?
We continue to support each other's work and stay connected in the industry.
What's your take on the influence of Digital Underground's live shows on your own stage presence as a solo artist?
I learned a lot about engaging the crowd and putting on an unforgettable show from them.
If you could sum up your time with Digital Underground in one sentence, what would it be?
It was a creative and unforgettable journey that shaped my artistry and career.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Razor is back with some nostalgic vibes for y'all. I've been thinking about the good old 90s lately, and you know what? The 90s had it going on, especially in the world of hip hop. Remember the Humpty Dance? Man, those were the days. I gotta take you back to the 90s, where things were fresh and everyone had their swag turned up to 11. If you were hitting up the clubs, you couldn't escape the Humpty Dance. Digital Underground had us all looking like Humpty Hump with glasses and fake noses on. It was the goofiest, most epic dance ever, and we loved every minute of it. But you know what I've noticed these days? People don't dance no more. Nah, I mean, they've got those fancy phone apps and TikToks, but when was the last time you hit the dance floor and did the Humpty dance or any dance for that matter? It's like we've all become too cool for school. But let me tell you, we're missing out. It's back in the 90s, we didn't care about looking cool on the dance floor. We just got out there and had fun. The Humpty dance was all about letting loose, shake what your mama gave. Yeah, and not giving a damn about what anyone thought. I'm telling you, that's a philosophy we could all use a little more of these days. I mean, let's face it, the Humpty dance might not have been the most graceful thing, but it had soul. We gotta bring that back. So what if you can't dance like a pro? Who cares if you look a little silly? In the words of Humpty Hump himself, just do the Humpty Hump. Dance like no one's watching, because they probably aren't. They're too busy worrying about their own moves. And speaking of fun, Digital Underground's music videos were like a Saturday morning cartoon on acid. They had inflatable sumo wrestlers, dancing chickens, and more shenanigans in a Three Stooges marathon. I mean, their videos were like a 90s hip hop version of Looney Tunes, and we couldn't get enough. Now, let's not forget the genius behind it all. Shock G. He was like the mad scientist in the lab, concocting these crazy tracks and personalities. I bet when he created Humpty Hump, he was in the studio like, I'm gonna throw on this ridiculous costume and the world is gonna love it. And you know what? We did. The 90s gave us some of the best hip hop ever. And it wasn't just about the beats. It was about the spirit. We had artists like Digital Underground who showed us that hip hop could be hilarious, funky, and unapologetically fun. So let's bring that spirit back. Let's hit the dance floor like it's 1990, groove like Humpty Hump, and have a blast.
In the heart of Cali, where the legends arise, two legends collided under the West Coast sky. Tupac Shakur, Digital Underground's pride, a tale of two icons. Let's take this ride in the underground clubs, where the rhythm that flow. Shock G and Money be creating that musical glow with Humpty Hump's humor and the funky bass line. They set the stage for pop. It was his time to shine. Go Humpty Hump. In the streets, in the club, everybody pumps it up. Go Humpty Hump. In the streets, in the club, everybody pumps it up. Go Humpty Hump. In the streets, in the club, everybody pumps it up. Go Humpty Hump. In the streets, in the club, everybody pumps it up. Back in the days, yeah, we used to have fun. Hip-hop was a lifestyle, there was no guns. Shock G made the clubs rock, do the Humpty Hump on stage.
We've been on a journey, it's been quite a ride. Chopping game with legends from the east to the west side. Machiavelli's wisdom, the bumpy street cred, and Tupac's thug life will keep the streets fed. Dope interviews, we bring the heat. Dope interview, run these YouTube streets. We got people from the past that's not real, it's a spoof. Just some shit to make you laugh. Dope interviews, we bring the heat. Dope interview, run these YouTube streets. We got people from the past that's not real, it's a spoof. Just some shit to make